Hello, Brenda Party here. I'm the occupational therapist in Paoli, Indiana, and today we're going to talk about neck pain and some exercises if you have pain between your shoulder blades. I know several current clients have had that, and while we are staying at home, I wanted to give you some exercises, some of them that we have done together before, some of them that were going to be the next ones I would have shown you if you had come to another session. So here we go. We're going to talk about mostly pain in the back of your neck and how to use myofascial stretching, and then some strengthening exercises to help pain in those areas. So as you know, if you're a current client, we need to hold all our stretches 2 to 5 minutes in order for them to be effective. So you need to be in a comfortable place where you can stay there that long. And remember, if you put on some music or do something, to keep you amused but not distracted. The stretches work best if you keep your attention on how the muscles feel as you're going through the stretches, and noticing, oh, it doesn't feel quite so tight anymore. What if I go a little farther on my stretch? So we'll see how that works for us. If your pain is down the back of your neck and then down through down to your shoulder blades, probably the best stretch in the world for them is bending your neck forward, putting your hands on the crown of your head, letting go of holding your arms up. So just let gravity have its way with your arms, and just let your neck relax, let it soften. When I do this, I can feel the pull down at least to the top of my shoulder blades, maybe even a little farther. So this is what you're going to stay and stay and stay and stay doing. Breathing slowly in and out. Let your belly swell out while you breathe. Let it relax. Invite it to feel good again. We stay there. Notice, oh, something's changed a little. I feel like I want to turn and tilt my head a little bit. So if you have that, an urge to do something different than just straightforward, go ahead and do whatever it is that your body's suggesting it wants. Oh yeah, over here is a good spot for me. So I just adjust and stay there. Again, that hasn't been 2 minutes, but that gives you an example of how you're going to do that. If our necks are sore in the back, we almost always are tight in the front. It's difficult, you can't really massage in there because your esophagus and all won't let you. It's uncomfortable to put much pressure right here on your neck. But the way to get to those muscles, because they come down onto your chest, is to put your hands up under your collarbones. There's a little notch here in the middle of your sternum. You want to be sure that your hands are below that, because it feels choky if you're up higher. So you put your hands here, let them sink in. Take a couple breaths. We're not doing anything yet. Okay, now we are going to tilt our head back, and at the same time, let go of gravity, holding your arms up here. Chunk, just let that anchor on the skin. That's why you need to be on skin, because skin on skin will hold the skin down for you. If you're on fabric, it doesn't work nearly so well. And I start out going straight back, and notice what there is there. I've got some significant tension through here. And just wait, and wait, and wait. This feels like it's pulling up into my jaw. I can increase how much that pull is into the jaw by jutting my jaw forward. That's quite a bit more. Again, if you had tension here the first place, you don't necessarily need to switch it up immediately, but just notice what else you might want to do later. You could, just flow with it, or you can just wait and then say, oh, look over here. If I turn my head a little, it pulls up behind my ear. That's a good place for me to work too. I think I'll stay there now. But otherwise, you can just notice, here's someplace, if you're kind of wiggle around, you can notice, here's someplace I want to stay another time. And again, each place needs to stay much longer than what I'm showing you for this demonstration. To stretch the sides of your neck, you can tilt your head to the side. You could use your hand to add some more pull. You can take this arm and push your elbow down like you're trying to touch the arm of the chair if you were sitting in one. With that elbow, you could imagine you've got a string attached, pulling straight up. Anything to elongate this muscle while it's in the stretched position. So we call it an active elongation. That's what strengthens the opposing muscle while lengthening the tight muscle. Stretch and stay there, stay there, stay there. And breathe. Give it permission to let go. No hurry, no rush. We've got lots of time on our hands right now. Let it feel good. And then, of course, we would do the other side. And again, I can sit on my hand. I could reach around with my other arm and pull that arm down and stretch and tilt and, elongate. Make my neck longer. Feel it, telescope out there. Okay. So that's for the neck. Then let's talk about your upper back. Tilt this down a little bit and actually move back a little so you can see more of me. So here we can reach behind and hold your arms together and raise them up. If you are going to stay there for very long, you're going to want to put them on something. If you were sitting on the floor like I am, you could have them on a little stool. If you're sitting on the couch, you could be kind of sideways and maybe use the arm of the couch. If you were sitting on an office chair, if you could go high enough, depending on your flexibility, how high your arm is going to reach. But do rest them on something if you're going to stay there for very long. Then we want to do the opposite and give ourselves a hug and push, 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 push back with your, so make your back like a turtle shell. Push it out as far and as hard as you can while you're holding your arms forward. There you go. And again, we're going to hold it, hold it, hold it. And breathe. There we are. Okay. One more way to stretch is to stretch across the front of your shoulders. There are several ways to do that. One is if you were going through a doorway, have your arms here, have the door catch you so that you are going to be walking through, but the door jamb won't let you come all the way because your arms are being held in the doorway, and you'll feel stretching across the fronts of your shoulders. That would feel good. Another way to stretch the front is if you lay with a ball between your shoulder blades or a roller vertically between your shoulder blades, you can get some nice relief that way. So let's do some of those things with tools that I just mentioned. A swim noodle, if it's your shoulder blades that are hurting or in between your shoulder blades, put the noodle vertically. This is just a third of one. I cut into a smaller piece so it's more manageable. And then I would put a pillow under my head. I just don't happen to have one here. And let your arms lay out to the side, kind of in a goalpost position. This way, if that is comfortable for you. If that's too much of a stretch, have your arms down lower. That won't stretch so much. For me, up here somewhere is a good place. I can really feel a pull across the front of my shoulders when I lay this way. So that's one option. And again, depending on how big the roller is, will change how much stretch you get. You can also use the 4-inch balls that we have here in the clinic and use those underneath you. You can also put the ball just right where the sore spot is. I was having one yesterday that was right about here. So I put the ball right in that place where it was sore. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, and again, just stay there longer than you'd think you need to. Remember, 2 minutes to 5 minutes. Okay, and another way to use the ball, rather than just laying, though laying is wonderful, just lay and melt over the ball. But if that doesn't quite get the right spot, sometimes instead of moving the ball, you want to do what we call shearing. So keep the ball where it is and don't let it move, but you move you and off to an angle one way or another. It probably works better on skin rather than on clothing because the ball is adheres a little bit to the skin, and so you want the skin to stay in place and pull it with the ball as you adjust left or right, up or down, diagonally, and increase how much it's pressing, how much it's pulling into that spot by letting the skin help you to pull. Okay, and some of you have a Theracane, and they're available on Amazon. If you don't have one and wanted one, they're a wonderful shoulder tool, and you use it by taking one of the knobs, whichever one is handy for where you want to put pressure in, and you can put it, oh, there's that spot that I was doing before, and I can just let gravity use the weight of your arms to apply the pressure into the sore spots. Okay, there's how you do that. And we're going to end with some strengthening for the shoulders and the neck. Okay, so one of these is called just chin tucks. Let me go to the side so you can see me from this angle. And you just pull your neck back. Kind of like a rooster. I get some little crunches when I do that. Pull back and hold. So you want to hold for several breaths. This is more of a strengthening than a myofascial stretch. So we're not worrying about the 2-minute holds. We're just going to pull, breathe a few times, and relax, and pull again. This one is a great one to do a few repeatedly throughout the day. No time limit, no specific numbers, just do them regularly. The other exercise I want to show you is a W. So your arms are in a W position here. So arms are here and shoulders go down. So back, down, and just squeeze your shoulder blades together in this back and down position. Again, several breaths worth, holding, strengthening the muscle that holds the arms in that position, and rest. And again, this I would do five or six repetitions. And again, okay. The W is the most important of this series, but I'm going to show you a series. We're going to start with W and move on through a couple other positions. You want to be sure that you have your shoulders in that back and down position with the W first, and then we're going to move our arms in other ways, but don't lose that sense of your shoulders being back and down. So start with the W, back, down, and Breathe a couple breaths. So W, move to L, take a couple breaths there, but don't let your shoulder blades move. Okay, we're gonna move from L into T, but again, notice where your shoulder blades are, don't let them move. Here we're in the T position, there we go, a couple breaths here. And we're gonna end with our arms in a V. Keep your shoulder blades down, don't let them up. Okay, and that is my series for neck and shoulders. If you have questions and want to talk to me, I will put up my contact information here in just a second. This is how you reach me if you would like to talk about your neck and shoulder issues or anything else related to pain. While we're on our stay-at-home orders, you'll find me at home. Here's my phone number. Here is how to reach me by email. You can text or email first to give me a little background information, and then I would be happy to visit with you on the phone. Take care. God bless. Stay home. Stay well.